Alright, this video is going to walk you through how to solve linear word problems. First of all, let's start with the word problem. Cosmo loves to collect baseballs from the Minnesota Twins pregame practices. He collects the same number of baseballs from each game and threw them in a bin of used baseballs. After attending his fourth game, he counted the number of baseballs in the bin and had 39. After his 28th game, he counted 183 baseballs. First, the question that you need to look at is what is the phrase in here that tells you what kind of question it is. Is it exponential or is it linear? In the case of this problem, you'll notice he says he collected the same number of baseballs in each game. Therefore, when you go up by the same amount, that's your tip-off to let you know that it's linear. Next, when we write an equation that represents the number of baseballs in the bin in terms of x and the number of games attended, we need to start taking the information from the word problem. So we'll take this information here. The fourth game, he had 39 baseballs. The 29th game, he had 183 baseballs. So we take that information over here and we put it into a table. 439 and 28, 183. Then, as we're trying to figure out, since we know it's going to be linear, we're going to try to figure out what it's adding by. So we'll use this formula. Adding is equal to next minus previous divided by the gap. Now, to finish that next part, we have to figure out, first of all, what is next and which is previous. The next is this term right here, and the previous is this term right here. And then the gap is the distance between the two coordinates. So there's a distance of 24 units between both of those. Then what we do next is we try to take the information and we write it out like this. 183 minus 39 divided by 24. And the answer comes out to 6. That tells us that he's adding 6 baseballs for every game that he attends. So if he keeps adding baseballs going down the table, so they go plus 6 going down, then I need to make sure I'm subtracting 6 going up to find out the zero term. That's the next thing we need to figure out. So we're going to subtract 6. How many times? Well, it's 4 moves back to 0, so we have to subtract 6 4 times. Literally, 6 times 4, which is then 24. So I'm subtracting 24 off of 39, and then I get 15. That means I'm starting, or he started with 15 baseballs when he started collecting them. So the question asked you earlier, what did he start with? Well, then he starts with 15, and then what is he adding by? He is adding 6 each time. So therefore we say it's y equals 15 plus 6x. Finally, now that you've got the equation figured out, you can then answer the follow-up questions where it says Cosmo's friend asked him how many games he had to attend to catch his 136 baseball. Well, that 136 baseball represents the y value, as we were talking about here, the baseballs. So that means we're going to put 136 in for y and then solve this equation for x. So if I do that, I'll subtract 15 to both sides first. Subtract 15, and then I've got these cross out, and then 6x is going to equal 121. And then if I take 6 and divide it into 121, like this, divide by 6, and then I'm going to have an answer of 20.16 repeating. So that means, is it 20 games or is it 21 games? So if x equals 20.16 repeating, that's going to then tell you that you need to have 21 games. The 20 games will still be short, so therefore you have to attend 21 games, and that's when he'll catch his 136 baseball. That's it, and hopefully this video helps.